Alright, where were we? I believe we got completely fucking got, as last I recall. Let us be reasonable, senors. I am sure that this is a simple misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding. In the name of the king, arrest that Spaniard. A fox among wolves. I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up to the office on Friday. But now it's midday on Monday and there's still no sign of him. This is becoming a little concerning. I should wait a little longer. What am I saying? Falcon's a big bird. He can handle himself. I should wait a little longer. This is dull. I'll go look for him. I should probably go find him. His home would be a good place to start. But the bird brain never gave me his address. I'll just have to find him the hard way. Alright, where the fuck we going? Well, that's where we were, so clearly not there. I guess we'll go to the concierge. Excuse me, monsieur. I am looking for my friend. Do I look like a lost and found to you? Buzz off, bird brain. All right, then. Good talk, team. This here? Excuse me, Mademoiselle Duhot. Down here. Oh, there you are. It's Sparrowson, right? That's right. I heard about the case you were involved in. I never would have thought that the Baron was a murderer. He always treated me with the utmost respect. But then I suppose it would make sense that the most ruthless killers are the ones who put up with the best facade. Yeah, I suppose so. So, oh, I'm cutting that off a little bit, aren't I? I should go to the other side. There we go. That's probably better. Oh, you've seen him? Yes, he was brooding in the corner of Le Canard Jouxois, mumbling and drinking. It was a little depressing, to be perfectly honest. Le Canard Jouxois? That's the dingiest student bar on Rojan, right? It's not dingy, just a little rustic. In any case, that's an enormous help. Thanks, mademoiselle. Any time, Sparrowson. We did it. Sparrowson steps through the doors of Le Canard Jouxois, the dingiest student tavern in all of Paris. His nostrils filled with the pungent aroma of sour wine and bitter tobacco. I love her face. Well, ruffle my feathers if it isn't little Sparrowson. I haven't seen you in years. How are you doing, hon? I'm doing pretty good, Madame Coinel. Thanks for asking. I'm actually here to find a friend. His name is a big guy named J.J. Falcon. Falcon? Yep, that sorry lump has been here all weekend. He's been just moaning and muttering to himself all weekend. Frankly, he's bringing the whole atmosphere down. I'll take care of him. Thanks, Madame Quinel. It's no problem, hon. He's probably still in the corner drinking room upstairs. Well, what's in the card room, though? Here to play some Jacques Noir, are you, monsieur? Not right now. I'm looking for my friend J.J. Falcon. The big drunk fellow? I think I spotted him downstairs. Ah, thank you. All right, fine. No sign of him. Mon Dieu! I almost stepped on the big fellow. Oh, Falcon, what are you doing on the floor? Hey, Falcon, wake up. Wow, the big bird's completely out cold. He must have drunk the place dry. Let's see, how do you wake a drunk person? Pour a drink on his head. Well, I guess it's time for a rude awakening. Wakey, wakey. You do be pouring. Ah, good, you're up. Are you with us, Falcon? Yeah. Feeling sober? We should probably head back to the Aviary office so we can get some work done. I don't understand it, Sparrowson. Huh? I thought I did everything right. I followed all the procedures, I found all the evidence, I presented the case beautifully. And yet a guilty feline walks free while an innocent man sits in custody. What went wrong? Where's the justice? We need to try harder. Maybe we need to try harder? Try harder. I don't know if we messed up or if the system messed up or what, but we just have to do our best as lawyers, I suppose. Maybe if we work hard enough, we can stop mess-ups from happening. Sorry, Falcon, I don't have the answers, but what I do have is freshly baked croissants from Pierre's boulangerie. Croissants. Yep, they're waiting for you back in the aviary. I'm sitting here moping about justice and you offer me croissants. Well, it's not just croissants. I have some pains au chocolat, too. I could go for pains au chocolat. Fantastic! Then let's make a move. All right, I admit it. These croissants are amazing. I told you. Pierre's on Rue Verde is something else. That reminds me, the baker told me something interesting. Do you know what they call pains au chocolat in America? They don't call them pains au chocolat. Nope, pronunciation difficulties. American is a whole nother language. So what do they call them? Chocolate croissants. Hello? Huh. Chocolate croissants. What do they call profiteroles? Oh, I think those are still profiteroles, but rather than custard, they fill them with ice cream and smother them in melted chocolate. Simply outstanding. Is this the aviary attorney? Can I speak to someone? What do they call crepes? Excuse me! Did you just hear something, Sparrows? Down here! Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you, little one? Oh, gosh, where to start? Your name, perhaps? Mousy. My name is Mousy. And what can we do for you, Monsieur Mousy? I have this friend, and he has fallen under some legal turbulence. Legal turbulence? You mean he's been arrested? Yes, I suppose so. They're saying he is a murderer, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's quite the problem. I know, but I forgot to mention, he's the Prince of Spain. The Prince of Spain? And you didn't think that was worth mentioning from the start? I forgot. I must ask, Mousy, why did you come to us? I would have thought that the Spanish royal family would hire legal counsel with a little more... not terribleness? Expertise. The prince has great faith in your lawyering skills, Monsieur Falcon. He said that your reputation as a lawyer was renowned. Really? The prince said that? This is a great opportunity, Falcon. Surely you wouldn't deny a request from the Prince of Spain. Meh. Of course not. We'll take the case. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We have royalty to defend. That's the spirit. Good luck to you, monsieurs. You aren't coming with us, Mousy? I have other matters to attend to, but Prince Juan is being held in the concierge. I'm sure he will fill in all the details. Right, let's make a move then. All right, the concierge. Good morning, monsieur. Oh, it's you two again. Hey, nice work on Lady Kitten's trial. Baron Rugel is pacing around a cell right now, ranting about wringing your neck. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's super mad, but hey, a criminal's a criminal, right? If the lion didn't want a death sentence, he probably shouldn't have killed the guy. But you're not here to defend him, are you? Because that would be hilarious. We're actually here to see Prince Prince Juan, heir to the throne of Spain. The mouthy fox, huh? This guy's driving me nuts with his senores and his flamboyant attitude. I say the sooner he hangs, the better. Well, come on then. We're young. The Prince of Spain, I presume. Jesus fucking Christ. That was loud as fuck. Holy shit. Indeed, I am Juan, heir to the throne of España, and you must be the legendary lawyer, Senor J.J. Falcon. Well, I wouldn't say legendary. I wouldn't even say notable. Such humility. I would expect nothing less from renowned individuals as yourselves. But let us get down to business. I trust that my comperno, Mousy, explained the situation. He told us that you have been accused of murder, but we need further details before we can start our investigation. Ah, of course. What is it you wanted to know? Well, what were you reading? What were you reading before we so rudely interrupted? Ah, this book. It's a Spanish classic. Don Quixote of La Mancha. Do you know it? I've heard of it. It's about knights who joust windmills, right? That's one part of the story, yes. The hero is a virtuous but elderly knight by the name of Don Quixote. In the chapter you mentioned, he takes up arms against an army of giants who are terrorizing a town. Quixote's partner, Sancho, warns him that the giants are just windmills, and their flailing their arms are just sails twirling in the wind. But Quixote doesn't listen. He takes up his lance and gets on his horse and charges anyway. Sounds more like dumb Quixote, am I right, Falcon? Perhaps he is done, Senor Sparrowson, but many of us who spend our whole lives jousting imaginary giants. Speak for yourself, Juan. I have never been jousting, let alone seen a giant. I think we're getting off track here. Indeed. I tell you what, Senor Falcon, I'll lend you my copy of this book. Maybe you'll have time to read it at some point. Maybe I will. Thank you. Alright, sure. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Why are you in Paris? Why did you come to Paris, Prince Juan? I was on a diplomatic mission. I do not know whether you are familiar with current events, but you may not have heard that my country is in a state of turmoil. Contenders for the Spanish throne are slandering, plotting, backstabbing. It's chaos, and the people are suffering. So I thought, if I can befriend some French loyalty, perhaps maybe the king himself, maybe I can strengthen my family's name. With the dynasty restored, I would have a chance at bringing peace to my beautiful nation. Well, I guess that plan's gone out the window. Sparrowson, don't be rude. No, he is right. I've failed terribly. Don't fret, Prince Juan. We'll do everything in our power to clear your name. Maybe once the dust is settled, you will have another opportunity to speak with King Louis Philippe about and complete your mission. Thank you, Senor Falcon. I'm sure you will do your best. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Tell us about the murder. To be honest, Prince Juan, I'm a little confused as to how a member of royalty could get in so much trouble. Could you walk us through your activities on the day of the murder? Of course. Let me see where to begin. It was cold and misty morning of 6th of January. I heard that King Louis Philippe was unveiling a new painting at the Palais des Louvres, and I wished to meet the man himself. So after a brief stroll and picnic in the garden, I entered the palace. I found the royal entourage in the Louvre's Grand Gallery, and when I saw an opportunity, I presented a humble gift to the king. A rose, an international symbol of passion and virtue. How romantic. But before the king could take it, a rather rude person snatched it from my fingers. It was a royal guard, a dog by the name of Major Howell. Ouch, cried out Major Howell. I have pricked myself upon the thorns of this dastardly flower. And then the major slumped to the floor. His face turned blue, his mouth frothed, and he died. He died straight away after being pricked? Straight away, senor? It's obvious that the pricked finger was the cause of death, but I don't know of any poison that acts so fast. Nor do I, Senor Falcon. But clearly the police felt that poison upon the rose's thorn was the only logical explanation. And with so many witnesses, even the king himself, what could I say to defend myself? So where did this rose come from? I acquired it from a beautiful Parisian flower seller. I don't know why I had so much trouble with that one. Flower seller at the Les Halles markets. A girl by the name of Catherine Catherine. But surely you're not suggesting that the flower girl applied the poison herself, Senor Falcon. Well, I'm not making any accusations yet. I'm just planning to explore every line of inquiry. Did you want to ask something else? No, I think that's about everything, thank you. What's the plan, Big Bird? Well, we have 2 lines of inquiry. We should head to the scene of the crime, the Louvre, and see if we can find any clues or witnesses. And we should interview the flower girl in Les Halles Market to see if she has anything to say about this alleged poisoned rose. 2 tasks spread over 6 days? This almost sounds too easy. Let's not get complacent. Good luck, senores. Wait a minute, Falcon. What is it? Did something seem off about Prince Juan to you? He's quite a character. He seemed colorful to me, throwing roses, sprouting about literature. Juan's one suave Spaniard. Maybe I misread him. Well, look, if this is bothering you, then we could always ask around. Maybe someone in the city knows Juan's dirty secrets, if he actually has anything to hide, that is. Yeah, let's dig up the dirt. But we've still got a trial to prepare for. Priorities, Sparrowson. Well, I think we should go to the Louvre first. That's, you know, the scene of the crime and all. Falcon and Sparrowson make their way to the Place de Carrousel, the Count charges north of the Louvre's Grand Gallery. That's the the Arc over there, right? I swear it's smaller than I remember it. That's the Arc de... lots of words. The big Arc de Triomphe is up the road. What? No, wait, why are there 2? Because when a man like Napoleon invades half of Europe, he gets to build as many Thermopylae arches as he damn well pleases. I can't dispute that. Well, well, well. I never expected to see you here, JJ. That arrogant voice. Good day, Severn. Let's be civil, JJ. Why don't you introduce me to your new assistant? Fine, fine. Severin, this is Sparrowson, my assistant. Sparrowson, this is Severin Cocorico, the most pompous prosecutor in Paris. Oh, you 2 are old school friends or something? More like arch rivals. Please, JJ. I think arch rivals implies some sort of competition. As I recall, we've met in court on 5 occasions, and on 5 occasions did you get humiliated terribly. I'm amazed a failing bird brain like you is still able to get clients. Actually, Severin, business has never been better. I'll have you know that I'm currently being employed by the Prince of Spain, no less. The Prince of Spain? Juan's second name? Well, well, this is quite an amusing coincidence. Don't tell me. Correct, I am the prosecutor for the very case. It is a pity that the Spanish prince will indubitably hang, but I suppose that is what he gets for hiring a bird brain to represent him. Don't call me bird brain, you're the only bird brain here, Severin. Tisk. One always speaks badly when one has nothing to say, Voltaire. Uh-oh, he's giving you the verbal smackdown. Quick, Falcon, make a witty retort. Huh? Oh yeah, a witty saying proves nothing, Voltaire. Oh! Very good, JJ. A worthy riposte. But enough talk. If your messieurs would excuse me, I have a case to prepare for. JJ, Sparrowson, I'll see you 2 in court. Ugh, I can't stand that guy. He did seem a bit of a cockerel. But is it true what he said? You know that he trounced you in court 5 times. I can't deny it. Severin has a reputation as a ruthlessly thorough prosecutor. Mountains of evidence, surprise witnesses. It's no wonder he always manages to one-up me. But this time will be different, right? I hope so. I know so. For you see... I'm sorry, I opened the log. I stole this annotated map of the Louvre out of Cocorico's pocket when he was rattling off Voltaire quotes. Sparrowson, that's pretty impressive. I swear you were standing 3 meters away the whole time. You tall birds are so busy with your heads in the clouds that you don't ever notice us small folk running around at your feet. Pinching Cocorico's pocket was like taking candy from a very tall baby. Let's take a closer look. I see. The map shows the entire Louvre area. Everything Tuileries to the Rue de Louvre. Most convenient. We're currently standing here in the Place Place de Carousel, du Carousel. And those penned-in arrows seem to show the route taken by the king's entourage, which means the king first went here through the Salle des Tiburon, and then here into the Grand Gallery where the murder occurred. Didn't Prince Swan say he spent the morning in Tellier's garden? That's right. So that means Prince Swan approached the Louvre from the west side, somewhere over here. Sounds like we have a lot of places to visit. Where should we go first? Let's start at the scene of the crime. Oh my god, what a prickly boy. Here we are, the Grand Gallery, the murder room. I believe the murder occurred right under the new painting. I see hundreds of paintings. Which one is the new one? I haven't the foggiest. We'll have to ask someone. Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Excuse me, monsieur. You look like you know your Mona Lisas from your last suppers. I don't want any attention. Maybe he isn't talking to me. Nope, he's definitely talking to me. Keep it together, Eric. Oh, hi. Would you happen to know which painting was unveiled on the 7th of January, the one the king came to visit? Oh yeah, I can help you with that. It's the piece right behind you. Ah, I see. It's a painting of the king himself. That's one noble-looking penguin. What do you think of it, Falcon? What do I think? Well, I'm no art critic, but I don't care for it. I don't care for it. Above all else, I must strive to be honest. When I look at this piece, I don't see an honest depiction of our king. All I see is a depiction of the man the king wishes he could be. That's an artistic travesty. You read all the social commentary from one painting? That's pretty impressive, considering it's just a penguin in a fancy dress. I'm getting the impression you monsieurs aren't regulars at art galleries. No, we're a pair of Philistines. Speak for yourself, Falcon. I have never even been to the Middle East. Then I'm guessing you're here to investigate the king's assassination attempt. That's right. We were actually hoping we could ask you a couple of questions about what you saw. I wasn't even in Paris when the murder took place. I didn't see anything. But, I have a friend who might be able to help you out. What's this? Ardem Associates, the home of Renard Vulpes, private investigator. Thank you, but I don't normally deal with these gray-of-the-law fellows. No, please, give the guy a chance. He helped me out of a bind before, and I'm sure he can do the same for you. Well, I'm not making any promises, but I'll keep a hold of the card. We appreciate the help in any case. There's no trouble. Great. Thank you for your time, monsieur. Is there anything else we can do here? Well, ideally, we would turn the whole Grand Gallier upside down in our hunt for evidence, but that's not possible with so many people around. We should probably just move to another room. Tremendous. Well, let's go where he started. So this is the Salle des Tiburon. If I understand Cocorico's notes correctly, this is the room the king and his entourage stopped in before heading to the Grand Gallier. This room doesn't seem to be very popular. I don't see anybody around to interrogate. Interview. Right. Interview. Well, since it's quiet, maybe we should take the opportunity to do a little snooping. What would be the point? Surely all the interesting evidence would be in the Grand Gallery where the murder took place. Think about it, Falcon. The police have already gone over the Grand Gallery with a fine-tooth comb. I wish they would stop using the name that I don't know how to say. I bet that numbskull Inspector Volretti didn't even think to check this room for clues. There might be a murder weapon just under our beaks. Your logic seems a little questionable, but it couldn't hurt to have a look, I suppose. Alright, let's see. Let's hit him up. A shiny copper urn. I guess it was used for carrying water, or cremated remains. Probably not both at the same time. It smells good. Don't sniff the exhibit, Sparrowson. No, really, this urn smells amazing. It's almost chocolatey. You poor thing, you're hallucinating from hunger. Would you like to stop by a bakery on our way back to the house? Don't patronize me, Falcon. My nose never lies. I'm telling you, there's something in here. I can feel it. Now you're touching the exhibit. That's definitely a no-no. Look! Look what I found in the urn! Put that down, Sparrowson. It's somebody's old rubbish. No, look, it's a chocolate wrapper. Judging by the smell, the chocolate was bitter and dark. 70, perhaps, 80% coca. Belgian in origin. The level of wrapper crumpling and the firmness of the chocolate residue indicates that this was discarded just a few days ago. Yes, I am certain this chocolate contained in this wrapper was undoubtedly consumed on the 7th of January, the day of the murder. Mon Dieu, Sparrowson. You deduced all that from smelling the wrapper? Imagine what I could work out if I tasted it. That won't be necessary. Sparrowson, if you could apply this level of critical thinking to areas outside of food, you would be the world's greatest detective. If only all evidence was edible. So do you have any idea which shop this chocolate was purchased from? That might help us track down the person who consumed it. No, there's no possible way we could know that. I suppose we will have to just visit every confectioner in town and sample every bit of merchandise for comparison. What a chore. Interesting. Because I can see Lander Hackle's Chocolate Emporium written on the wrapper. Well, you can't blame a bird for trying. Alright, well, what about this one? I'm not sure what this is. Some sort of podium? Maybe it's just a decorative piece. It's a Roman doorstop. Roman doors were enormous marble slabs, so the doorstops had to be similarly large in order to stay in place. I don't think that's quite right. My uncle's a Roman historian, trust me. Alright, well, who am I to argue? These columns have been designed to look Roman. These columns have been designed to look Roman. Okay, I noticed a typo. I think the style is iconic. It's not, ionic. It's not ionic, Falcon. Irony is when a character says something, but the reader knows it means something completely different. That's not, never mind. This one. I see a cabinet full of engraved plates, mostly bronze. How much do you think they are worth? I don't know. 300 francs apiece, at least. What? Are you serious? I'm in the wrong profession. I don't think archaeology works as a get-rich-quick scheme, Sparrowson. Who said anything about archaeology? I'm going to become a museum robber. Oh, well, that's one way to get rich quick. This is some sort of ceremonial container. It's beautifully crafted. But what did it contain? Maybe it's an arcane wine cabinet. Don't be so ignorant, Falcon. This is a sacred Mesopotamian artifact, gifted to Emperor Hadrian for his victory at Ephrates in 123rd AD. Stop making stuff up. You and I both know nothing about Mesopotamia. Alright, you got me. This could be a hippo's chamber pot for all I know. A supporting column. It's holding the roof up. If the column were truly supportive, it wouldn't hold the roof up. It would encourage the roof to get to its location on time. Nothing else? Really? Nothing else? Just the chocolate wrapper? Fine. We're done here, for now at least. We can't spend all day staring at Roman artifacts, I suppose. Where to next? That one. Are we done here? No, I thought this was another place to investigate. Oh, it's the man himself. Our feathered-headed friends wander through the immaculately maintained Chile's gardens. Nothing seems out of the ordinary until they spot a familiar face picking up litter by a tree line. Hey, Falcon, doesn't that groundskeeper over there look familiar? Sorry, hold on. Ah, there we go. Yeah, now that I'm looking at him, he does look a lot like that photographer. What's his name? Bono Baguetto! That's not his name. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's not anybody's name. You just spewed a word stew. Try Rabito Rubinio. Did someone call me? Oh, it's you. The lawyers who don't appreciate a masterful photograph when they see it. It's good to see that you gave up on your artsy dreams to pursue the more grounded career of groundskeeping. Hey, I'm not doing this willingly. I was giving community service for committing perjury. Can you believe that? They gave me, an esteemed photographer, community service. Me. Yeah, I can believe that. Perjury is somewhat serious. You should be thankful that you got off without jail time. You can't sound just like that self-righteous Judge Maxime. So, did you two want to speak to me or something? Or are you just here to gawp? Personally, I'm just gawping. Actually, I do have a couple questions if you don't mind, Rubinio. Have you met a Prince Juan? I don't suppose you've bumped into a Spanish fox who goes by the name of Prince Juan, have you? A Spanish fox? No, I've never met anyone like that. If this is about the assassination attempt on the king, then you're asking the wrong person. I only started working here today. I see. Was there anything else? How's the groundskeeping going? So how's that groundskeeping job working out? Terrible. Tourists are pigs, sometimes literally. Look at all this rubbish I have found. Beer bottles, tin cans, apple cores. Look what I found. And look what I picked up by this west entrance. A book page. A whole book I could understand, but a single page? What kind of blithering moron loses just one page? Wait a minute, may I take a closer look at that, monsieur? Don Quixote? That's a page from Don Quixote. May I take this off your hands, monsieur? Sure. What's it worth to you? What's it worth? It's trash. It's literally worthless. Then I suppose I'll be destroying it, as per my duties. Alright. I suppose you deserve a little compensation for your trouble. How about you give me that page, and how much money do we have? I'll pay you 5 francs. Easy money, right? 10. 6. 10. 8. 10. Wow, Falcon, you suck at bartering. Alright, fine. 10 it is. Take my damn money. Got fucking clapped. Do you want something else? That's all. We'll let you get back to your work, Monsieur Rubinio. Alright, I guess we're done here, lads. Yep, let's go. Let's make a move. Good call. We can always come back later if we've gotten something. Oh, damn. Well, that was a productive day investigating. We learned fuck and all. Alright, let's go to the Chocolate Emporium. Holy shit. Welcome to Lander Hackleseck's Chocolate Emporium, the finest Belgian chocolate shop in all of Paris. I'm Lander Hagelslag, the founder and owner of this establishment. And I'm J.J. Falcon, defense attorney. Good day, monsieur. Oh, lawyer's very fancy. I must say that I once dreamed of being a lawyer, but, well, circumstances wouldn't allow it. It's a funny story. You see, when I was a young boy, I befriended the son of a Hungarian attorney. Falcon, you have to help me. What is it? It's the smell, Falcon. It's overpowering me. It's demanding that I lay waste to the shop. For pity's sake, restrain yourself, Sparrowson. Oh, I'm rambling, aren't I? So, are you messieurs here to buy some chocolate? Yes! No. We're actually here on business, monsieur. Business? First things first, we believe that this chocolate wrapper originated from your shop. Are we correct? Ah, yes, that's indeed the trademarked Hagelslag wrapper for genuine Belgian Hagelslag chocolate. This was almost certainly bought from this very establishment. Very good. With that established, there is something else we wish to ask Monsieur Hagelslag. Could the chocolate have been poisoned? Ask nicely. Is there any chance that your produce could have been contaminated? Absolutely not, monsieur. I stand by my claim that my chocolate is the finest in all of Paris. I go to great lengths to ensure that the highest quality is ensured. Any contaminations would be terrible for business, you understand? I see. Who bought this piece of chocolate? Can you tell us who bought this chocolate which contained this wrapper? I'm afraid not, monsieurs. Not just because of matters of confidentiality, although that is a factor, you understand, but because I couldn't possibly know that. I thought elephants never forget. My memory is impeccable, monsieur, but you must understand that I have dozens of customers a day. There are hundreds of people that could have potentially bought this particular item. So your memory is good, but you need further information. If we were to give you the description and name of a person, would you be able to tell us whether they purchased something from you? Oh, yes, that I could probably do, monsieur. Let me think. Who to ask about? Well, pork, probably, to be honest. Juan. Have you ever served Juan, second name, the Prince of Spain? The Prince of Spain? No, monsieur. Well, that's good to hear. Our clue would have turned into a dead end if our own client turned out to be the chocolate fiend. I did once serve a princess from Mali, if that's any help. You see, I met the girl while hiking through the Himalayas. Please stop. Let me think. Who to ask about? So, well, probably not Lander. Major Howell? Have you ever served a member of the Royal Guard by the name of Major Howell? No, monsieur. Are you sure? Yes, monsieur. I have served many soldiers, but I don't recall seeing a major here in recent memory. What does that mean, Falcon? Have we lost our lead? Not necessarily. It just means that Major Howell didn't buy the chocolate that may have killed him. There's still a possibility that someone bought the chocolate for him. That's our lead. That's who we want to find. I see. I did once serve a high-ranking officer of the British Army who was on his way to Zimbabwe, if you want to hear that story. No, I don't want to hear that story. Let me think. Let's try Eric. Have you ever served a porcupine art aficionado named Eric Pork? No, monsieur. I'm going at these endless curiosities. Mayhaps you should come back another day. You know, Falcon, it's possible we just haven't encountered the chocolate fiend yet. Rather than coming back here every day and making aimless guesses, we should wait until we have someone specific in mind. You have a point. Thank you for your time, Monsieur Hackleslack. We shall return when our investigations have progressed a little. Anytime, monsieurs. I wonder if you can fuck this up and lose if you waste too much time. Let's see, where's that? That's the shop, right, of course. And then that's, where the fuck is this? Oh, that's the tavern. Well, we don't want to go there, do we? So let's go to the markets. The pair arrive at Les Halles Market. Vendors and buskers, performers and thieves, bourgeoisie and peasants all bustle from place to place. Prince Juan said that he met a flower girl here, singed, I think he said her name was. There's a swan with flowers over there. Do you think that's her? I think so. It's possible that she knows the murderer, or is at least the murderer, or that she is even the murderer herself. So we should probably act with tact and finesse. Excuse me, Mademoiselle Flower Lady, we would like a word. Tact, Sparrowson, tact. We've been over this. I do not like her picture. Good day, messieurs. Are you interested in purchasing a flower? Yes, I wish to purchase a rose from milady. I'm afraid that I'm out of roses. I sold my last one a week ago. Perhaps you would be satisfied with a chrysanthemum instead. 'Tis a beautiful flower from a fair maiden. Please don't mind Sparrowson. He fell out of the nest as a baby and has been said dumb things ever since. Hey! Let me introduce myself. I am J.J. Falcon, defense attorney. Are you Mademoiselle Singed? That's right. Catherine, that's right, that's her first name. Catherine, I suppose you're here to ask about the royal assassination attempt. How did you know? I'm no fool, monsieur. I know that a rose I sold was used as the murder weapon. To be honest, I'm surprised it's taken so long for someone to come directly question me. The Parisian police seem to have a habit of missing obvious leads. So, do you mind if we ask you a couple questions? Business is so, please ask away. Who bought your last rose? Mademoiselle, you mentioned that you sold your last rose a week ago. Who did you sell it to? The person who bought the rose, I didn't catch his name, but he was a charming red fox. Sounds like our Juan. I met him around a week ago on the 6th. We talked a while about the usual things, you know, like how everyone seems to be in debt these days. Then he bought a rose and left. I hear that the fox is on trial, but to be honest, monsieur, I don't think he's guilty. Oh, why's that? Well, actually, never mind. It's just a gut feeling. Pressure! Mademoiselle, it just so happens that we are defending this particular fox in the If you have something to say that would prove his innocence, now would be the time to let us know. I'm sorry, messieurs, I can't. Wait! Mademoiselle Singed, wait up! Damn! Nice display of tact and finesse, Falcon. You scared her off. The Swan obviously knows something crucial about the case. We need to get to the bottom of whatever it is. Agreed, but I don't think she'll be in the mood to tell us anything else. I know, why don't we try acting with a little more tact and finesse next time? Hush. Well, now what? Do we just go back again? Thought the clock wasn't there. That's strange. I don't see any sign of the flower lady. Yeah, probably because you scared her off with your crazy tact and finesse strategy, dummy. Or maybe you scared her with your horridness and inappropriate flirting technique. I'll have you know that I can flirt like a peacock in tail fanning mode. We really don't have time for this discussion. Let's continue our investigation elsewhere. Well, now what are we going to do? We're going to go ask the guy about the chocolate? We're going to go to the fucking bar? The bar is here on the timer. Our MSOs. That's true. We didn't go there, did we? Alright, let's go there. Oh, customers! Mousy. Hello? Is this the office of Renard Vulps? Ah! It's you two! Mousy? What are you doing here? This is where I work. See? R&M. Renard and Mousy. Mousy, Renard, Vulps. I carry out all sorts of investigations together. Although, to be completely honest, it's normally Monsieur Vulps who chooses which cases to take on. I see. Well then, can we speak with Monsieur Vulps? I'm afraid that won't be possible. See, Monsieur Vulps is on vacation right now. He's visiting his father in England. England? But he is set to return in a week or two. Maybe you could come back then. That's no good to us. Our case will be over by then. There's nothing to be done about it. I suppose we'll have to come back later. Alright, great talk, team. Yeah, I guess we're going to tavern. Really, Falcon? I thought you were done with your mopey drinking. I'm not here to drink, Sparrowson, or mope for that matter. Taverns are a fantastic hub of info. Oh, that's true, we're supposed to look for dirt, weren't we, right? If we wish to learn more about the Prince Swam, then this would be the ideal place to start asking questions. Oh, that's pretty good thinking. Oh, you two are back. Are you feeling any better, Falcon? Much better. Thank you for asking, Madame Quenelle. That's great to hear, Han. Will it be the usual? No, I'm back to investigative work today. I've got to keep sharp. We wanted to know if you've seen a Prince of Spain around here recently. A Prince of Spain? I don't know if you noticed, Han, but this isn't exactly the classiest pub in Paris. I'm lucky to serve the occasional bourgeoisie. You can forget about seeing a member of royalty here. That's a pity. Maybe I should ask some of your patrons. Feel free. The old regulars Rufus and Powell are playing cards in the attic, as always. We've got all sorts of colorful characters in the drinking room. I bet if you rattle enough cages, you'll find someone who knows whatever it is you want to know. Thank you, madame. Let us see. Where to start? Let's go up to the card room. Come on, pal. Just one more game of Jack's Noir. Absolutely not. My wallet is hurting enough as it is. Please, I'll even let you deal this time. The answer's no, Rufus. I'm skint. If you want to play cards, you'll have to ask someone else. Fine, I'll ask that big fellow. Excuse me, monsieur. Yes, you, monsieur. Would you like to play some Jack's Noir? Absolutely. I have no idea what we're doing, but let's do it. Very well, then. Do you know how to play? Not at all. I'm only familiar with Seago and Tep-Torek. Oh, this is much better than those silly games. Let me tell you how it works. I have a deck of cards with values between 1 and 11. I deal you one card at a time. You hit 20. Oh, it's blackjack. Okay. 5 francs? That seems a little steep. This is a game's game, monsieur. Only children gamble over petty sauce. Besides, higher stakes makes for a more exciting game, right? I suppose. Hit me. Hit me. Stand. Yeah, easy. Well played, monsieur. Here's your payout. Should we have another round? No, thank you. No, maybe another day. I understand. Feel free to come back anytime. Can we not ask you about... I have questions. Not today. I have investigative work to take care of. Come on, surely. No, thank you. I understand. Alright, fine. I guess we won't be asking any fucking questions up there. God damn. So there I was, in the grasslands, 10 kilometers downriver, rifle in hand. I had been pursuing this set of footprints for an hour. I was getting closer and closer. I could almost smell the beast. Then I spotted it. It was a boar, a big stupid boar, completely oblivious to my existence. I readied my gun, I carefully took aim, and then bam! You shot it? No, it was the most peculiar thing. The boar slumped over dead right before I could take the shot. Sounds like one of them heart attacks. Me nan head went the same way. That's what I thought. But I went to take a closer look. I noticed the boar was frothing at the mouth. Whoa, it was rabid? Possible, but I don't think so. I remember reading something about frothing at the mouth being a symptom of poisoning. Needless to say, I left the dead animal alone. Good call. Who wants to deal with tainted meat? Hey, brother. Excuse me, monsieur. Yeah, can I help you? You say that beast you were tracking might have died from poisoning. Could you give us further details? Further detail? I'm not much of a poison expert, I'm afraid. Well, what do you think caused it? Oh, I guess it ate something bad. I saw some of that poisonous plant round. Wolfsbane, I think they call it. But really, I have no idea. I'm a hunter, not a vet. Excuse me. Excuse me, monsieur. What is it? I don't suppose you've seen a Juan second name around here. He's Spanish royalty. Foxy fellow, swanky hat, calls everyone senor. That doesn't sound familiar. Do you recall seeing that, Pierrot? Ain't got a clue. Sorry, monsieurs, you're barking up the wrong tree. Well, what can you tell us about the Spanish royal family? Do we look like walking encyclopedias or something? I'm afraid my compadre has a point. If you want to talk about hunting, then I'm your man. With Spanish royalty, that sounds like a question to be answered at a library, monsieur, not a tavern. A library? Maybe you're right. Sorry for bothering you, monsieur. Leave them be. Let's give them some peace. Well, I guess we're going to the library. Yep, let's make a move. Occasionally, special cinematic scenes marked by exclamation marks will pop up on the Mac screen. These cinematic scenes are only available for one day before disappearing, but they take no time to visit. Their viewing is entirely optional. Where is it? What do you mean? Oh, down here. A storm is brewing, my brother. Word of the royal assassination attempt has spread. The proletariats grow confident the bourgeoisie are cowering. It won't be long before we have rioting. And then, a revolution. Amazing. Where's the library? Oh, here we go. This one. A humble hidden library. Here for a little light reading, are we? Not quite, Sparrowson. I'm following the hunting beagle's advice. Don't eat poisoned pork. The other piece of advice, that if we want to learn about a member of royalty, we should hit the library. Oh, that makes sense. Say, Falcon, I've been meaning to ask, since we're in a library and all, are you a classic literature fan, or do you prefer more modern works? Modern works. I like modern novels. Have you read The Three Musketeers yet? It has heaps of romance, intrigue, and action. You would love it, Sparrowson. Don't patronize me, Falcon. Of course I've read The Three Musketeers. Despite its contrived narrative turns, I enjoyed the novel's scathing critique of our current socio-political climate. Wow, that's quite an insightful review. Wait a minute, you just memorized that single sentence to sound well-read, didn't you? Maybe. Would you, monsieurs, mind lowering your voices? I can hear you squawking from the other side of the building. Oh, my apologies, monsieur. We'll keep it down. Wait, you're a librarian, aren't you? An astute observation. Yes, monsieur, as the only quiet person in the library, I am most assuredly the librarian. Well, now that we have your attention, my friend wants to ask you something. I do? Oh, right, I do. What can you tell us about Don Quixote? I borrowed this book from a friend. What can you tell us about it? Don Quixote of La Mancha? It's a classic. Everybody has read it. Yeah, everybody. But for those who haven't, I'm not going to sit here and summarize a work of great literature for two imbeciles who are too lazy to read. Nor would I expect you to, monsieur, but what can you tell us about the physical book itself? This particular book didn't come from any library, if that's what you're asking. See, there's no library stamp or card. I assume it was acquired from a bookshop, a French bookshop, if the French translation and publishing information wasn't to give away. I say thank you. Do you have any other questions, or can I get back to work? What can you tell us about Spanish monarchy? You seem like a scholarly, well-read individual. I'm sure you're up-to-date on geopolitical news and the like. Oh, I don't need your praise. Spit out whatever imbecilic questioning's in the back of your throat. Ah, well, we understand that the Spanish throne is currently under dispute. Can you give us a brief rundown of who the contenders are? What a trivial question. Even an elementary school child could name the immediate heirs to every throne in Europe. Yes, but for the sake of those children who slept through that class, can you refresh our memories? Very well. Pay attention, because I'm not repeating myself. The current reigning monarch of Spain is Queen Regent Isabella II of the House of Bourbon, daughter of King Ferdinand VII. Upon her death, the crown would likely fall to her husband, King Consort Francis, Duke of Cadiz. Although it is certainly possible that an immediate family member could stake a claim. However, the Queen's position is currently being disputed by the Carlists, headed by the Count of Montemolin. I hope that answers your question. Did you catch all of that, Sparrowson? Not a word. Monsieurs, we are actually interested in a Prince Juan of Spain. I don't think I heard that name in your explanation. A prince? Juan's second name? Is that what you said? Monsieur, I think you've been misinformed. There is no current Prince of Spain, and I'm not even sure Quirier's second name is a real name. It is certainly no line of Spanish monarchy. How strange. What does this mean, Falcon? Well, one thing's for sure, our client is not the Prince of Spain. Maybe he's a delusional lunatic, or perhaps he's involving us in some sort of con. We don't have long before our trial, but it may be in our best interest to confront Prince Swan directly and get some answers. Right. Are you two quite done chit-chatting? That's all. Don't worry, Monsieur, I think we're done here. Thank you for your time. Then I bid you a good day. Well, I guess we're going to the concierge again. You again? Visiting hours are over. Come back later. I have no time for your quibbling, Monsieur. Stand aside. You can't talk to me like that. I most certainly can. We have reason to believe you are housing a suspect under false pretenses. That is in direct violation of statutes 204B and 488C of the French Criminal Code of Justice. Failure to comply with our request may result in you, yes you, Monsieur, being held directly responsible for any consequential legal action. All right, no need to break out the legalese on me. I'll open the cell. Wow, Falcon, how did you memorize those criminal codes? Memorize? Come on, Sparrowson, learn how to bluff. Ah, Senor Falcon! It is good to see you again. You have some good news about my case, I hope. Confront politely. Listen, Juan, in order to maximize our chances of a successful trial, I need to know every bit of information. I can't work with half-truths. If you can tell me one thing and the prosecution's evidence tells me another, then we're both in trouble. I'm afraid I don't quite follow, senor. Do you want me to spell it out? I know that you are not a Prince of Spain. I know that your name is not Juan's second name. Where is this coming from? I assure you, senor, that I am who I claim to be. If you want the trial to be a farce, then you don't need my help. Come, Sparrowson, we're leaving. Wait, calm yourself, Monsieur Falcon, I'll reveal all. Did you just say Monsieur? What happened to your Spanish accent? Your suspicions are well placed. Juan's second name is not my real name. I am not a Spanish prince. That was just a persona I concocted for the purposes of getting arrested. So what's your real name? What's in a name? It's just an empty label, a vapid reflection of who we really are. Today, I am Juan's second name, the Prince of Spain. Tomorrow, I may be Bruno Rayer, a pauper living under the bridges of the Seine. But that doesn't change who I am or what I do. That didn't really answer my question. No, I don't suppose it did. But you're a smart bird, Monsieur Falcon. I suspect you already know my real name. I do. Page 44. You are Don Quixote? Huh, that's pretty funny, Monsieur Falcon. Yes, I suppose I am Don Quixote, in the non-literal sense, as you are you. All of us seem to be jousting imaginary giants nowadays. That's very poetic, but I'm still left in the dark. So you are. Was there anything else that you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon? Why did you want to be arrested? You're putting me in a difficult position, Monsieur. If I tell you the full story, I would be putting someone else in danger. How about this? I'll tell you a story. I like stories. There was a girl, a mademoiselle, who was in a great deal of debt. Everyone has a debt these days, Monsieur. Indeed, but this particular mademoiselle was indebted to a very powerful man, and that man wished to collect. The mademoiselle had no means of paying, so the man offered her a deal. Murder this man, and I will forget what you owe. Refuse, and I will reap what I owe from your parents. With no alternative options, the mademoiselle accepted. But another man, a gallant knight with foolish, archaic notions of chivalry, heard the mademoiselle's story. So I see. I think I figured it out. It's a real subtle story, but the knight knew the murder was inevitable, but he saw a way to take the fall in the mademoiselle's place. Do you understand what I'm saying, monsieur? Yes. I understand, monsieur. To be honest, it wasn't the subtlest of allegories. Storytelling was never my strong suit. But I'm glad you're seeing things from my perspective. Hopefully that sheds some light on the situation. If I may ask, monsieur, why did you not just go to the police with the information that you had? The police are not always an option. What is a man to do when the justice system itself is the problem? I'll let you know when I figure it out, monsieur. Dwell on it. Perhaps we should talk about something else in the meantime. That's all. I don't have any more questions for you, Juan. I think we've learned all we can for now. Really? I don't feel we learned very much. Oh, Monsieur Falcon, before I forget. Could you find Mousy and ask him whether the birds have successfully flown south for the winter? Whether the birds have flown south? What is this, some sort of code? Something like that, but rest assured, Monsieur, this does directly pertain to the case. Well, if we have the time, I'll be sure to let Mousy know. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. Trial day is approaching. Right. Good talk, team. Well, let's go see Mousy, I guess. Falcon, what are you doing? It's trial day. We have a Spanish prince to defend. Oh, right. What was I thinking? Well, never fucking mind. Once again, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves waiting outside the doors of the Tribunal des Grandes Instances. Are you feeling nervous, Falcon? Horribly so. Of course I'm nervous. What have we learned about Prince Juan? What do we know about the real murderer? Nothing. Easy there, Falcon. We can do this. Senor Falcon, I trust everything is in order. Absolutely. I have every intention of bringing the truth to light in this trial. Ah, such confidence. That's magnificent to see. And bringing the truth to light, you say? An admirable goal. No more jousting at imaginary giants. Oh, you ceased your murmur and the door's opening. Ah, here we go. Buena suerte, Senor Falcon. We will. Are we ready? We're ready. JJ. Severin. Nervous? Why would I be nervous? I'm not nervous. I'm as calm as a cuckoo. You're the nervous one. This whole courtroom is nervous. Whoa, cool your feathers, Falcon. Terrible. You can't even maintain a stoic facade. I thought this trial would be the perfect opportunity for you to redeem your previous embarrassments. But if this is how you act before the trial has even started, why, you pompous-tailed posture perfect. Order, order. Let's all settle down. Court is in session. Psst, Falcon. What is it? Is it me or does the primary judge look hairier today? That's a different judge to the one who resided over Dame Cataline's trial, you doofus. Oh, still it's a little strange, isn't it? Is it? Sure. It's a little, I suppose. Excuse me, Your Honor. I was under the impression that Judge Maxime would be residing over this case. Where is he? Judge Maxine has gone on temporary sick leave due to a terrible accident with a flight of stairs. But rest assured, assessors, prosecutor, defense, and members of the jury that I am more than qualified to fill his shoes. Without further ado, let us get this show underway. This is the trial of Prince Juan's second name, who stands accused of murdering Major Howell and of conspiring to murder the king himself. Roll call. The defense is present and ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Good, very good. I expect this to be a nice, speedy trial. I don't want to see this dragged out by technicalities and bureaucracy. Well said, Your Honor. I expect that once the court sees the overwhelming evidence, this trial will be over in 5 minutes. 5 minutes? He's just messing with your head, Falcon. Keep it together. We're all on the same page. Excellent, prosecutor. Please call your first witness to the stand. Very well. I call the police officer who investigated the crime scene. I call upon Inspector Just Volterty. Step up to the stand, Inspector, and recite the oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please recite your name and occupation for the court record. My name is Inspector Joust Voletti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats. That will do, Inspector. We've heard your monologue before. Whoa, Cocorico is really going for a speed record, isn't he? Now, can you tell us what you witnessed on the morning of the 7th of January? Of course. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I was called to the Louvre Grand Gallier by one of the King's Royal Guards. Did he say o'clock? There, I saw Prince Juan, King Louis Philippe, the corpse of Major Howell, with a rose in his hand and around 24 citizens. The citizens and the king himself all attest to seeing Major Howell taking the rose from Prince Juan's hand and then promptly dropping dead. And what did the morgue uncover upon examination of the corpse? The coroner determined with absolute certainty that Major Howell died of poisoning. Aside from the prick upon the finger, there was no sign of external harm to Major's body. Therefore, the poisoned rose must have been the cause of death. Putting the pieces together, that does seem very implicative of the prince. I have no further questions. Damn, I was hoping that the coroner's report would determine that the guy died from a freak heart attack or something. That would make for a particularly speedy trial, wouldn't it? But no, we aren't so lucky. Something else must be amiss in the old bird's testimony. Right, I'll tear it apart. I wish to cross-examine the witness. Falcon, wasn't it? Don't waste the court's time. A high-ranking police officer would never lie on the witness stand. I wouldn't accuse the inspector of lying. I just want to make sure that every base is properly covered. That sounds like pointless nitpicking to me, but I'll allow it. For now. Go on, Falcon, do your cross-examination. Alright, let's see. 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean... So it has to be the o'clock, right? I mean, but we don't... When do we have a... Did we have a different time in our log somewhere in here? Can't really go back and look at that, I suppose, can I? Now 45 francs, so that's nice, I guess. I guess we're going with o'clock. 10 o'clock, you say? Correct. 10 o'clock. Sure you mean 10 o'clock? I beg your pardon? You clucked like a chicken. JJ, do you really want to kick this trial off on petty pronunciation peculiarities? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Why would the inspector choose to say 10 o'clock rather than 10 o'clock? Really, now this is a ridiculous thing to pick up on. Yes, JJ, us roosters have been known to cluck on occasions. It's a habit, get over it. This is such blatant time wasting. They're stalling. What a buffoon. I mean, that's fair. I mean, like... I feel like it's the thing yes. How long did it take you to arrive? From the time you were called, how long did it take you to arrive at the crime scene? Around 5 minutes. I happened to be in the neighboring Palais Royal at the time, so it was a simple journey. Then I'm guessing that Major Howell would have been dead for around 10 minutes by the time you arrived. That would be a fair estimate. Plenty of time for a bad guy to slip away, huh? That's definitely a possibility. I don't think the court would appreciate my wild speculations, though. No. Alright, let's ask about the poisoning, I guess. You say the coroner determined that with certainty that Major Howell was killed by poison. Correct. He stated the signs and symptoms were textbook. There is no possibility that his death was natural. What kind of poison? Did the coroner mention specifically what kind of poison it was? He was not certain. At first, the coroner posited that it was a plant-borne poison like that of the aconte flower. But when he learned how fast the poison had taken effect, he noted that would be atypical of acotine, whatever. Consequently, he suggested that it may have been a newly engineered concoction. A newly engineered poison, you say? Well, that only reaffirms that this was a very deliberate assassination attempt. Indeed. Yes? No, they're just gonna say it was the flower, surely. Never mind. Major Howell. I'd like to ask you about the victim, Major Howell. I mean, that's pretty wildly speculative, wasn't it? Who was he? We spent our whole investigation focusing on the murder, but I still don't know much about the victim himself. He was a royal guard, a well-respected dog who was getting on in the years. I was not friends with the man, but I have met him on several occasions in the past, at banquets and royal meetings and the sort. Major Hal was a stern, no-nonsense fellow, but he was a good man. His wife and children no doubt miss him. No doubt. Thank you for the insight, Inspector. What if he was the intended victim? We have been treating this case as if the intended target was King Louis Philippe. But there is another possibility. What if the killer was trying to murder Major Hal from the very beginning? JJ, stop talking. You've said something very stupid. I could explain why and humiliate you in front of the whole court. Alternatively, you could retract your question right now and I will save your humiliation for another day. You're bluffing. I know a bluff when I see one, Severin. My question stands. Okay, here goes. The myriad reasons of why your question was unfathomably stupid. First, it doesn't absolve your client of any guilt. If the defendant was intending to murder Major Howell from the beginning, then he is still guilty of murder and would likely face the same punishment as before. Second, it doesn't make any sense. Nobody has motive to kill Major Howell, but plenty of motive to kill the king. Alright, eh? Did any citizens attest to seeing the defendant deliberately try to approach the king himself? His intentions were clear to everyone present. Fourth, that will do. Presents don't ask such stupid questions. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know what to go for, to be honest with you. 24 citizens. All of whom attest to seeing my client delivered the poison rose. When you put it like that, our situation seems a little dire, does it? Yes, it fucking does, Sparrowson. Correct, we collected precisely 22 testimonies. And there were no major inconsistencies. What exactly did they say? What exactly did the testimonies say? Each citizen attested to seeing the king and his entourage approaching the new painting in the Grand Gallier. And they heard the king deliver a short Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Which was on the subject of the progress and societal improvements and whatnot. There was some applause, then Prince Swan stepped out of the crowd and approached the king with a rose. Each person saw Major Howell take the rose and Prince Swan, and each person saw Major Howell promptly drop dead. I see. Each of the descriptions of the man's death were quite graphic. He convulsed, twitched, and spasmed, said one report. His mouth frothed like a rabid lunatic, said another. Thank you. Yes. No. God fucking damn it. Well, what the fuck are we meant to do now, dude? Fuck me. I mean, are they trustworthy? What are we gonna fucking say about that, dude? How was Major Howell poisoned? What was the delivery mechanism? His finger was pricked by the... Yeah, I thought that's what you might say. All 22 citizens were... Yes. Is there any possibility that he was poisoned by something else? What an absurd thing to ask, JJ. You just heard that 22 people saw the victim prick his finger and die. What are you suggesting? That he pricked his finger had no relation to the poisoning? That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't doubt that Major Howell was poisoned, but I do doubt that the rose was the cause. Unbelievable. Only a buffoon could fail to draw the blatant link here. JJ, as tempting as it is to sit here and lecture you on the basics of trial, please tell the defense that you found traces of poison on the thorns of the rose itself. That will alleviate. Actually, oh, we fucking got him. You just gotta trial and error your way through it. I can't tell him that. I dread to ask, but why not? We didn't check the rose for traces of poison. It just... See, this is why I didn't even bother asking. I assumed they would just go, yeah, it was. We didn't check because it definitely was. Anyway, it just seemed obvious that the rose posed the poisoning, given the timing of the incident. Well then, now would be a good time to make a test. Here's a marvelous thought. We prick the finger of the defendant with the rose. If there's no poison on the rose, then Prince Swan lives and he is free to go. If the rose is poisoned, then the prince dies. But that's okay, because the punishment would be just as fitting of the crime. A marvelous suggestion. What is this, a witch trial? This isn't America, Severin. That's not how we do things. Calm your feathers, JJ. It was clearly a joke. There are far more humane ways of testing for poison. I'm sure the inspector will perform his duty with due diligence. Actually, we won't be able to test the rose for poison at all. Why is that? Given the dangerous nature of the flower, it was destroyed by the police force. We burned it to ashes. Such unprofessionalism. If we have no way to know whether the rose was poisoned, then this whole trial ought to be called into question. Nice try, JJ, but through the process of reason by elimination, we can still deduce with absolute certainty that the rose was poisoned. In other words, there was nothing else at the crime scene that could have caused the poisoning. Wrong! There was something else at the crime scene that could have contained the poison, something the investigative force blindly overlooked. Behold, the chocolate. Look at this. What am I supposed to be looking at? It is the paper wrapper to a piece of chocolate. It was found in the Louvre, the Salle des Tribunaux to be precise, and we can date its consumption to the day of the incident. You're not suggesting that Major Howell ate a piece of poisoned chocolate moments before he died? I most certainly am. I have clicked on out of the window. Intriguing. Pretty convincing. Did you see this wrapper at the crime scene for yourself, Inspector? The police force does not have the time nor resources to trawl every piece of trash at every crime scene, I'm afraid. In other words, you overlooked it. Astounding unprofessionalism. The prosecution is right to be disgusted. What a disgraceful display, Inspector. I offer my apologies, Your Honor. I don't want your apologies. I want you to do your damn job properly. Get off the witness stand, Ian, before I kick you off myself. As you wish, I'll take my leave. Until next time, messieurs. So let me get this straight. This chocolate wrapper was found at the crime scene. Correct. And you have reason to believe that it was consumed on the day of the incident. I do. I have an expert food tasting witness who is willing to testify if need be. You have a foodie witness? I don't recall anyone like that. Who on earth are you talking about? Oh, I see. But do you know for certain that Major Howell consumed this chocolate? Well, that is a fact that we are still investigating. I see. And do you have the evidence that this chocolate was in fact poisoned? Again, that is something that may require a little more time to definitively prove. So then, in actuality, you do not have evidence that Major Howell consumed some poisoned chocolate. Instead, you have a solitary piece of rubbish that you plucked straight out of the gutter. That's weak even for you, JJ. No, it was hidden in one of the art pieces. He's a man who claims to have had an excellent view of the people going in and out of the Louvre at the time of the incident. I call upon Monsieur Toussaint Kingsley. Could the witness please approach the stand and recite the oath? Hello! Hello, hello! Hello! Oh, right. The oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please state your name and occupation for the court record. My name is Toussaint Kingsley, and I am a person who fishes. A person who fishes? So you're a fisherman. Is that how it is? I thought the French justice system was better than this. I beg your pardon? Here comes Toussaint Kingsley, the Kingfisher. Clearly he must be a fisherman, because didn't you hear? All kingfishers are fishermen. Well, you are carrying a fishing rod. And? Can a man not carry a fishing rod, reel and bait without being branded a fisherman? Look, the prosecutor is carrying a riding crop. Clearly he must be a horse jockey. Oh, for pity's sake, fine, we can list your occupation as person who fishes and not fisherman. Thank you. Actually, why do you carry a riding crop, Severin? I've never seen you ride a horse. I don't know, JJ. Why do you carry a 30-something-year-old with no health problems carry a cane? This is veering quite off the course. Could the prosecution please get back to his questions? Of course, Your Honor. Monsieur Kingsley, is it true that you were nearby at the Louvre at the time of the incident? Yes, I was sitting upon a railing of the Pont des Arts. The Pont des Arts? That's the new bridge that's just a stone throw from the Louvre south entrance, correct? That's right. And what were you doing at the time of the incident? I was fishing. Kingfishers, am I right, Falcon? So, you would have had an opportunity to see the people who entered and exited the palace. Can you tell us who you saw? Well, the Louvre's a busy place. Naturally, I saw a lot of people. But at 9 a.m., I saw the king, King Philippe himself, enter the building. He was surrounded by his entourage, of course. Then, around 9:30 a.m., I saw this shifty-looking fox lurking around the entrance. Your Honor, I object to the witness's use of the term shifty-looking. It's vague and biased description. No, really, he looks super shifty. I saw him rubbing his paws and cackling gleefully. and then I saw him take out a rose and carefully rub the stem. Rub the stem of the rose, you say, as if he were applying something to the flower, perhaps? Well, monsieur, I wouldn't really speculate. Of course, it was wrong of me to ask such a leading question. But yeah, it definitely looked like he was putting some sort of powder on the stem. Wow, even I wasn't expecting such a bold admission. Members of the court, it sounds like as we have a direct witnessing of the defendant readying the murder weapon. The defense claims that the rose was never poisoned, yet here we have a man who saw the poison with his own eyes. I smell perjury. You do? No question. He saw a shifty-looking criminal readying poison and cackling near the scene of the crime. That's not believable at all. I think you may be right. I wonder if I have any evidence that calls this aunt's story into doubt. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Really? This is nonsense. You just heard the witness directly describe your client readying poison on a rose. What is there to question? I'm just trying to uncover the truth, Your Honor. Ugh! Fine, do your thing. Go on, Falcon. Go make a fool of yourself. Alright, so powder. Let's go with powder. Monsieur Kingley, you say you saw a fox rubbing the stem of a rose. Yep, saw it with my own eyes. Are you sure you saw powder? How far away were you from the south entrance? 20 meters, perhaps? 30? I'm somewhat doubtful that you can make out powder being applied to anything at that sort of distance. Monsieur, I don't claim to have seen the powder itself. I said that it looked like he was applying powder to the stem. It could have been wax or liquid or whatever, but the guy was definitely putting something on the flower. I see. Well, that's nice and vague. Yes. Are you sure it was a rose? And not some other type of flower? Pretty sure. The red petals stand out nicely on a gray January morning. So you are confident, you are absolutely sure that you saw a bright red flower on the fox's hands. What are you getting at, JJ? I mean, this doesn't seem like the right line to go down. Nothing. Just making sure Monsieur Kingley is confident about what he saw. I am confident as a cruciate carp. No. Shifty-looking fox. Monsieur Kingley, you say you saw a shifty-looking fox. Yep, super mega shifty. All foxes are shifty-looking. Are you sure the fox was Prince Swan? There must be at least 100 foxes in Paris. How do you know that the fox you saw was Prince Swan? Well, he was wearing a suave hat that hang low over his eyes. I hear that's how they wear them in Spain. I'm not much of a fashion expert, but the rest of his outfit looked quite out of place for the French winter. Is that all you're going by, his fashion sense? Oh, I nearly forgot. I heard him call a passerby senor. I thought that was peculiar. Oh, that's him, all right. No. Pont des Arts. You said that you were sitting upon the railing as the Pont des Arts on the morning of the incident. Yep. What entrances can you see from that bridge? Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the building. Yeah, because he entered from the left side. Yep, Pont des Arts is a great vantage point for seeing Grand Gallery's south side. Yeah, he entered from the west side. He was in the park. What about the other entrances? The other entrances? You mean like if you were entering from the Trees Gardens? No, I couldn't possibly see those areas from the bridge. But of course, that's irrelevant. Monsieur Kingley witnessed Pronant. Yeah, that's what if Prince Swan used another entrance? What if he approached the Louvre from the gardens to the west? Toulouse Gardens to the west. That's a big what if. Do you have any evidence that Prince Swan entered the Louvre from the gardens? As a matter of fact, yes I do. I have definitive proof that he entered from the west, not the south. Hey, I know what I saw, monsieur. I'm doubtful too. Go on, JJ. It's this page. Look at this. A book page. Page 44 of Don Quixote specifically. It was found just outside the Louvre's west entrance. This proves nothing. I'm not done yet. Take a look at this. Don Quixote. This is the book Prince Swan has been reading in jail since his arrest. I believe he had it on his person for some time. And yes, page 44 is missing. That was the first thing I checked. You do realize what this means, don't you, Severin? The defendant was present in Tourlet's gardens prior to entering the Louvre. This also means that in all likelihood, the defendant entered the Louvre from the west entrance, not the south. He could not possibly have been seen by Monsieur Kingsley from the Pont des Ants. What? I know what I saw, Monsieur. A fine theory, Falcon, but maybe the defendant took the long way round. One can still travel from Tourlet's to the south entrance by walking along the river. An extra 2 kilometers of walking just to enjoy the pre-murder scenery? Let's not say silly things, Cocorico. Okay, maybe the defendant deliberately left the page there to mislead the investigation. Now you're the one who's blindly speculating. It's not blind speculation, it's a viable hypothesis. You are fond of logic, aren't you, Cocorico? Let's talk about Occam's razor. When torn between 2 seemingly equal hypotheses, we must side with one that imposes the fewest assumptions. Which of these theories takes fewer assumptions? 1, the page from Prince Juan's book fell out on his way to the Louvre south entrance. 2, Prince Juan deliberately planted the page on the off chance that it would be discovered that he took the long way around. How dare you, the nerve of you to lecture me on such basic philosophical concepts. I'll stop lecturing you when you stop making such basic mistakes. Monsieur Falcon, please calm yourself. What's the point of all this yammering? The ultimate point is that Toussaint's testimony is fabricated, made up, utter fiction. No, everything I said is true. I suspect that the witness isn't even a fisherman. I'm not a fisherman! See, he admits it himself. That's not what I meant. Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. You gained a little favor. Prosecutor, you have something that will put this arrogant Falcon in his place, don't you? I must concede. You concede. On this point, at least, Falcon's evidence strongly suggests that the key component of Monsieur Kingsley's testimony is false. No! That doesn't mean that Prince Juan is innocent. Of course, all Falcon has demonstrated is that this particular witness is unreliable. But I did see something, I really did. Alright, so maybe I didn't exactly see a shifty-looking fox, I made that part of the story up. But I did see a swan lurking around the south entrance on the morning of the murder. A swan? Do shut up, witness. Your word is mud at this point. How could we possibly trust anything you have to say? Your Honor, Judge Romulus, we're out of time. We're 10 minutes overdue on the start of Hare versus Tortoise trial. Is that late already? Curses, I was hoping we could have the case wrapped up in a single trial session. It is a shame, but ultimately an accurate sentencing is always preferable to a speedy sentencing. Yes, all right, I don't know to hear your moralizing. Court will resume this Friday, the 21st of January at 9 o'clock. Don't be late. He did say clock. Prosecutor, do your damn job. Get this stupid fox a conviction already. I will do my best to ensure that justice is served, Your Honor. We did it. A lot came up in that trial, huh? Yeah, no doubt about that. But something's bothering me. Why would that fisherman guy, Monsieur Kingsley, lie on the witness stand? Maybe he was coerced. Well, it's possible he was coerced or bribed. That's just what I was thinking. Maybe the real murderer threatened the fisherman into making up the story about Prince Juan. Let's keep an open mind. Anything is possible at this stage. But to be perfectly honest, something else is bothering me about the trial. It's Mademoiselle. She's, Mademoiselle Singed. I believe that she plays a key part in this case, but getting her to tell her story is proving difficult. Surely you don't think she's the real murderer. Excuse me, Monsieur Falcon. Sorry to bother you, but this letter just arrived. I think it's for you. A letter from me? I wonder why it wasn't sent to my office. Have you been demoted to courier status, Robert? Oh, hush, hush, Barrison. I don't need to be pitied by a first-year dropout. Oh, a good comeback. So what does the letter say, Falcon? It's a threat. A threat made with cut-out newspaper letters. Whoa, I didn't know those things actually existed. Let me see. Falcon! Stop your investigation, or there will be consequences. Scary. There is no question this letter originated from Major Howell's murderer. He, or she, must be aware that we are getting closer to uncovering the truth. Sounds about right. But why would a person write cut-out newspaper letters like this? Masking one's handwriting would be the most common reason. Although I can't help but wonder why they would bother, since we don't have any handwriting samples to compare to. We're still going ahead with our investigation, though, right? Absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. If a lawyer were deterred every time they received a threatening letter, they would never get any work done. Besides, with only 3 days before our next trial session, we can't afford to be worrying about petty things like this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wow, you're right. Let's make those days count. All right, lads. What now? We can go to RN. Oh, we gotta go to RNM again. Right.